Alright, some dark, some umber, some black, and maybe a touch of green. I'm gonna come here and dropping in the impression of a tree right up to here. Shall we put another one right in here? Maybe a smaller one. And maybe we can make this one a bit taller, so perspective wise we will be correct. After all, it should be taller, the one back there, but this one could be a smaller one, doesn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead, paint these trees same colors for now. We will see if I want to bring in some green into them. Some of this tree is gonna overlap, so I'm going to switch to a round brush. I'm going to bring some highlights to these trees, and this is some orange and umber. Maybe for the shadow side, I bring a little bit more umber and red. I'm gonna bring some of my green and just drop it here, indication of some grassy area, and for the area that is getting sunlight in here, some orange. And as I said, under those trees we're gonna keep fairly dark. So back there, not much texture back there, way in the distance. Just gonna go ahead and blend everything together. Whatever is on the road, a bit darker as we go inside these bushes and trees. So I'm going to continue with bringing some highlights for these trees over here. as it's catching some of the light that is coming through. And this tree as well. Right now I'm using a mix of red and umber for shadow side of these trees, and a bit of orange to apply some highlights. I'm gonna get the excess paint off of my brush and just go ahead and tap over here and just blend this area with the dark under my trees. Now at this stage I'm going to switch my brush. I'm going to bring in a fan brush and we're going to continue impression of some foreground vegetations with that brush, create some texture. So I'm just going to tap like that, and this brush creates impression of some grass. Now the idea is I want to transition this texture with no texture in the background. So the way I'm doing it, if you press more, it just, the brush does it for you, get rid of the texture. If you press once, just like that, now if you continue pressing on it, it softens up. So less pressure in here, more in the back, and it softens up and blends with the background. So that way you can create a nice transition between your midground and foreground. Now I'm going to use a mixture of red and orange for the shadow side, a touch of orange, and mostly orangey color for highlighted side. And as I move to the foreground, I'm going to go ahead and bring some more yellow and maybe green. And as you see, darker color for this side. You can even use some umber with your red. So maybe this is a road that is filled with some weed and grass. Bringing some yellow as a buffer, so this transition would look a bit more natural, just like that. And only highlight this side because the light is shining through. So I'm gonna go ahead, continue doing this, and more green in the foreground, and I bring you back.
2,000 years later.
So same technique, sometimes with fan brush, sometimes with the round brush. I went ahead and completed the grassy field, supposed to be the shadow area, and the light shining through. I can technically apply a little bit more yellowish green over here. Capture some light here. And soften some of those. So a bit more impression of light for this area.
A few moments later.
So I'm gonna paint this tree with some black with the shadow area, some gray as a mid-tone, and some very light gray, almost white for the highlight. I can bring some yellow into this and even apply some yellow on this side for some more highlights. Alright, so we're gonna move away from this area to this big tree over here. Now this tree is catching some of the light that is coming through on this side, the left side of the tree. So we're gonna indicate that with those values, green, orange, and then the right side is going to be darkest part of the tree, which is going to be dark green and maybe some blue even. So we're going to go ahead with a flat brush. So you can start from the lightest and go to the darkest, but I'm going to go ahead and since this tree is already painted in green, put my dark value up here. Some of the sky we're going to show. I think it's makes the tree interesting, makes the painting interesting. Darkest value is going to be on the right side of the tree. Alright, so I have the dark applied. Now I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. This is also a flat brush, but smaller. And I'm going to bring in my light values and dark values and go ahead and build up the volume for this tree. So we're going to start with some orange. And we're going to come here and just apply some of that color over here. Still working with a small flat brush and some orange. I'm just gonna go over, this side of the tree, capturing some of that light. Over here as well. Now if you want to blend it in with that green, you just bring in some of the green that you had, and you can easily blend it in. Just bring in the dark value you had, just like that. You have to work with the values and play with the values, and bring in your highlight color, mid-tone color and stuff like that, and build up this tree. Alright, magic doesn't happen by itself, it needs work. Bringing in some yellow into that mix. And when you paint a big tree like this, or any element you're painting, oftentimes stand back, take a look. You're supposed to look at your painting like 6 feet away. That translates to, I believe, 2 meters, give or take. And I'm gonna bring in some of that darker green, basically add some blue to it, some purple. Don't kill all that underpainting, all that dark that we had. And time to time I will stand back and I take a look at it. You don't see me doing it, but trust me, it's happening. A bit of that green. So I'm gonna go back and forth between these colors. This is real-time blending and softening edges and building up, so not every branching twig has to have leaves attached to it, so not worrying about some of these things. I think more or less the tree has taken shape. I like where we at. The other tree is basically going to be the same idea, maybe some highlight over here, but the rest is gonna be more of the same. I don't think you guys want to see another 20 minutes footage of the same thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and hopefully we can wrap this painting up
Tomorrow.
Alright, so we are done with the tree. Same process as the other one, and I'm here with a round brush. I'm gonna go ahead and just extend this grassy field right into this area. Not much of a highlight in this area, just a bit. And apply some, impression of highlights on these things. Still in the shadow area. Just like that. And leave some of that dark in between them. Not much. A little bit goes a long way. And drop in a few rocks in here just to balance the painting. Maybe we can drop one over here. And I'm using black right now, and maybe we can drop in a smaller one here. Maybe a smaller one right in front of this one. And maybe one over here, not too many. Just a few indications. Now this thing's gonna get some light, not direct light, but some light. So I'm gonna come in with some raw umber. And apply my mid-tone. I'm using a flat brush, a small flat brush, by the way. So some raw umber for the mid-tone. And I'm gonna bring in some sienna and go ahead and apply very loosely some highlights on these rocks, just like that. And soften the base of it. Now we have to make them look like they're part of the landscape. So I'm gonna bring a bit of my green, same color that I used for the grassy area, and just tap at the bottom of them. It's okay to a little paint into them as if the grass is growing in front of it, just like that, and make them part of the landscape so they don't look like they were copied and pasted here, just like that. And that easily you can create some rocks into your grassy field. Here we go. Just like that. Let me go a bit lighter so you can see. Just tap like that, and this brush creates impression of grass. And maybe a bit yellow mixed in for this highlighted area as the light is coming through here. A bit yellow mixed in with the green, and we can go ahead, create illusion of light. Coming in, just that easy. We can even use that technique, bringing some orange into our green. Make a bit orangey greenish color, and few areas maybe touch, create some impression of maybe different color of grass. Give some interest. Now this is acrylic, it dries a bit darker, so I'm not worrying about, killing all my dark and the shadow color that I applied over here, because I don't want it to compete with that light over there. But no worries, because this is acrylic and it dries one shade darker. Just a few areas, some hint of orange into this green. Alright, so this is the finished painting, and I'm gonna post a photograph of the original painting that we started with in the beginning of the video series, and you can see the contrast. Same idea, sunset, but done differently, and I hope you found some value in this exercise. I wouldn't call it lesson or tutorial, maybe exercise together. Together we can learn and grow. So using warm color in a sunset scene versus green in the back, that really didn't work. You could push it a bit further than this, you know, but I'm gonna stop right here for the sake of demonstration. Thank you for joining me, appreciate it, and hopefully I can see you again with another painting.